Welcome everyone to another episode of the More You Look podcast. I remain the same as always. My name is Olufemi Anthony. I've got my podcast partner here, Sky. What's the do, bro?
Yeah, we're chilling.
What's up?
We're chilling, man. We're chilling.
Right off the bat, I don't know if you want to tell them about all the emails we got from our last episode, the episode where we talked about the new misogyny law and stuff. It's a bit of mixed reviews, to be honest, because it's still part of what we're saying. Some men who feel that they are saints are still beating that same door and saying that, oh no, not all men, stop generalizing. When are you going to understand? There are white people out there who don't have a racist bone in their body, who have never been racist to anyone, but they are joining in the Black Lives Matter movement because they want to know more. They want to be allies. They are not standing back and saying, oh no, not all white people are racist. Blah, 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 blah. When women say men are doing this and men are doing that, try and keep quiet, listen, learn, understand, unlearn things that you already know and you do, and then maybe, just maybe, you can actually become an ally and just do something useful. I don't want to dwell on that. Good news today. Yet another Nigerian son of the soil. I know he's British now, but Lawrence Okolie 2 weeks ago became the new world boxing champion of Britain. I'm saying our boys are going far.
Yeah, we're doing great, innit? We don't talk of
we have the MMA
Grammy
champion.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we have MMA champion Usman. We have Adesanya.
Yeah, he's been unseated.
No. That wasn't a championship fight. The one he had 3 weeks ago.
He went to
He lost, but that wasn't a championship fight. He's still the champion.
Oh, I thought once you lose, you lose.
No, that wasn't a championship fight.
Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't a title fight. Yeah. That fight wasn't for the title. So he still has the belt. He's still the champion. Okay. We have Burna Boy winning Grammy, Wizkid winning Grammy. Now we have Lawrence Okolie. And what I admire about this guy's story is that 9 years ago, he was working at a fast food restaurant where he saw Anthony Joshua on the TV winning Olympic gold.
Wow. And
he got the hunger from there. He dropped 5 stone, turned professional, and guess what? Since then, he has won all 16 fights and is now the joint fastest British world champion in history. Is something that we should amend him. But he knocked out Krzysztof Glowacki. Woo! I love that name though. I love that name. It sounds
Glowacki.
He carries weight. Yeah, Krzysztof Glowacki. He knocked him out 2 weeks ago to become the WBO World Cruiserweight Champion. And yeah, let's give it up one more time for Lawrence Okolie. It's one of us. Pride of Britain, they will call him now. Until they commit a crime, then he'll become Nigerian born Britain. So yeah, let's leave it at that. You know what's funny? I read somewhere that antibodies for COVID-19 can be found in breast milk after vaccine. Do with that what you will. Moving on. I saw something on Twitter where someone said the Nigerian, we have the American dream, which entails, being an immigrant, living in your country, living poverty, going abroad, working so hard, and then making something for yourself, and then pulling others from the same poverty that you ran away from. And that's basically like, I would call it the first world country dream, because they're calling it the American dream, but it's the same thing that applies to England, Europe, and all these other places.
No, America has.
So somebody now asked on Twitter, somebody said, what is the Nigerian dream? You know what the answer this person gave?
Right.
He said the Nigerian dream is to leave Nigeria.
Bro, that is spot on.
I personally think the Nigerian dream is to become a millionaire without doing anything.
I think I agree. Whichever one works.
But the living Nigeria bit.
When you were in Nigeria, what was your own night? Let's start from there.
Well, I wouldn't want to go into that because when I was in Nigeria, the only thing I thought of was killing myself because I just wanted to end it all because I just had enough.
Me growing up,
when you are
deeply,
deeply,
Nigerian dream was to be able, to be rich,
But that's every Nigerian dream. But the thing with me was, that was what I'm gonna say. I was gonna buttress what you're saying. I had ideas, I had visions, but when you're stuck in the trenches, when you're in the slums, when you could barely feed yourself one time a day, not to talk of three, when you have a government that's its sole purpose is to frustrate your life, destiny destroyer. When you have politicians whose only no, it's true. No, it's true. We have politicians whose only ambition in life is to destroy your own dream, pull you back. You have lecturers who themselves are frustrated by the government, who actually think they are demigods. You know what? This is a good segue. Why is it that Nigerian lecturers, they take delight in frustrating their students? Have you noticed that when you go into a university, you find lecturers that will actually take pride in telling you that this course, only 10 people has passed this course. They are actually happy that people will fail. When you have lecturers and tutors in this country that will actually be hitting you up on your phone to say, I noticed that you're not doing well on this module. How can I help
you?
How do you think we can help you? Do you want to try this? Do you want to go here and search for this? Do you want to get this material from here to better yourself? But you have Nigerian lecturers who will actually threaten you. If you don't buy this material that I have printed, it's just photocopies. Okay. Just photocopies. Just 2 pages. You are not going to pass this course. Then they will tell 2 losers. They'll tell some losers who are like the lapdog of the lecturers, but probably the class rep or someone in the class. They'll tell you, he or she will be the one that will take the names, of people who bought the handouts. Yeah. And that is how you get 5 points or 10 points extra. The educational system is in a mess. So how do you expect someone who lives in the slum, no rich parents, no rich friends, knows no one, how do you expect them to have any Nigerian dream other than getting rich? They call it blowing. Stop a 5-year-old Nigerian now and ask them, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want blue. I want blue in me, And you have that mentality that it's become like deeply embedded in our DNA now, and I just don't see a way forward for that. But that's not the question here. I stumbled on something while I was trolling the internet. You know me, I love social media and I like being on social media. I've learned quite a lot from there. I've met some wonderful people on there, and I stumbled on something called fintech visa. And if you want more information on this, you can go on the handle of someone on Twitter called Emeka Okoye. That's EMEKAOKOYE. That's at Emeka Okoye. And it says in here, UK government has a fintech visa for professionals who can fill their fintech gaps to boost the UK economy. So basically, if you're in the tech world and you're looking to get a job or like apprenticeship or stuff like that, and it says on here, I'm going to give you the information you need. I'm going to direct you to where you can find more information on this. Yeah. And that's what we're here for. So basically, benefits of the Tech Nation visa includes technical business backgrounds. They give you a visa for 5 years, extendable for up to another 5 years. It's highly flexible. You're not tied to a specific job, company, or location. And this is the part I like. Your family may join you, subject to requirements, So Tech Nation visa can also lead to permanent residence in the UK. And I think this is something we're looking into. It's another avenue.
If you're into tech.
Yeah, if you're in that world, in that industry. And you need to know a little bit more. It says Tech Nation has been designated by the Home Office to endorse applications for the Global Talent Visa in digital technology. So that should give you an idea of just to know if you fall within that criteria. And it says if you're talented or if you're a promising individual who wants to work in the UK's digital technology sector, then the Technician visa is basically what you need. It's worth looking into. How much does it cost? The stage 1 of the whole process costs less than £500. It's £450 or thereabouts. The second stage is about £150. So this does not include any NHS surcharges before people will jump down my throat. So basically what you can do, where you can get more information on this, you can Google Tech Nation UK, or you can Google campaigns.technation.io. I'll repeat that again. Campaigns, like election campaign. Campaigns.technation.io. Do you know why I'm smiling right now? I'm looking at your face, and what people don't know is 5 minutes ago we got a delivery of KFC. And the smell has been attacking my nostrils. And I'm looking at you, and the only look I'm getting from you is, I wish this guy would shut the fuck up so we can. You know,
that's
this,
not what I'm talking about.
well, as you know, for me, I'm happy about this because, you know, I think it's another avenue for Nigerians in the tech world, in the tech environment,
which is growing fast.
It is fast growing, I'll tell you that.
Especially in Nigeria.
Oh yeah, we're beginning to, you know, venture more. At least that's one thing the government has not decided to destroy yet. And I know it's coming. You just know it's coming. So if you guys, if you love yourself, if you know that you're not deeply rooted yet, it's something what look. This is not a paid advertisement for one. I need to be clear on that. I know nobody attached to this. I only saw this online. If you watch some of our past episodes, we've come here and we've given you guidelines on how to leave Nigeria if you want to be a nurse, a professional nurse working in the UK. We've come here, we've given people valuable information, health-wise, and regarding to mental health, where to get help and stuff like that. So this is not a paid advert. If it was a paid advert, I will tell you. I just see things online and I bring it here just to pass the information to more people. You don't, even if it's just one person that sees it and utilizes it and gets the help they need, I'm happy. You know, so it's worth joining. It's a sector that is shining light, and it's it says they've invested about £10 billion in UK tech companies. And that's in 2019 alone, as it says on here. You will get the information yourself if you go to that website I gave to you. And I'll repeat it again for the last time. Campaigns with an S. Campaigns.technation.io. So good luck. Yeah. And that's that about that. Moving on. I really don't want to dwell much on that. There's something I saw people discussing online that I would like us to look into. It's something I know firsthand because while I was in Nigeria, I worked in a factory before under the Chinese, and it is the truth. It says on here, African Facts Zone on Twitter says, most Chinese workers who work at projects being handled by Chinese supervisors in Africa are actually prisoners from China. Wow. That are doing their manual labor instead of jail time. I didn't know that information, but one thing I know is when you work in a factory or any organization for that matter, and it's being run by the Chinese in Nigeria. I'm not saying all Chinese people are like that. I'm just saying in Nigeria, there is a way they behave. They treat these Nigerians themselves like prisoners, to be honest. So when I now saw this information on the Twitter handle of Africa Facts Zone, then it dawned on me that this could be the reason. You don't expect them to treat their own people who are actual prisoners like prisoners and then treat you better. And I just don't know why our government, well, look at me being stupid again. I was going to say I don't know why. I don't know why our government will allow such things to happen. You know, then I realized that it's just me being stupid.
Well, really. What I can say is that at the end of the day, it's still the government. Because you understand, there's a limit that people can fight for themselves.
Are they good for anything?
Of the land, huh?
Are they good for anything?
I know. But I'm
because
just saying.
I will tell you one thing right now.
At the end of the day, they are the only ones that can actually take
effects change or policies or whatever. But you know what dawned on me recently? I'm in my 40s now, okay? And I was born in this country. I grew up in Nigeria. I must have spent probably 20 years or thereabouts growing up in Nigeria. And it just hit me today that I've actually almost spent 20 years in the UK. So which means I have lived in both countries for almost the same amount of time. So I can sit here and tell you that as much as I criticize the UK government, because we can only critique each other if we want each other to be better. The same way we get emails from some of our friends, our fans, that criticize what we do, and we pick on the constructive criticisms from the bunch. I criticize the UK government a lot when they drop the ball. But think about it. Was it not today, before we started recording, that we were talking about this new Kickstart, what's it called?
Initiative.
Kickstart initiative by the, created by the British government to actually help some small businesses to kickstart themselves after, COVID, after the lockdown gets lifted and businesses resume duties. That is a government that actually, they have their shortcomings, they have their flaws, but one way or the other, they are still trying, which is what we've been asking from these stupid African governments. Do something. Let us see you to be doing something, but they are busy paying billions to terrorists and bandits.
What do you mean? They are not just paying terrorists.
It is crazy.
They are engaged in trade.
It's crazy.
Because now it's trade. They pay them off this week. 2 weeks, 3 weeks down the line,
they kidnap more people.
Another set of people. Did you see the one about the students?
Oh, they've kidnapped more after that.
Yeah.
Oh, they've done more, even more after that one too.
I know that.
Yeah, it doesn't end. Yeah, before they kidnapped a bunch of girls. Yeah.
I can't keep up.
Then they released them. Then they kidnapped 2 girls again after that. Then they released them after the government obviously paid 4.7 billion. Then now they kidnapped some boys too from some school. So I don't know if they've released those ones yet or not. So it's the situation. So it's a business now.
That's trade.
Yeah, but it's a business now.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a business.
That's trade. That's not.
So back to this matter. I know that Chinese supervisors, Chinese companies in Nigeria, they work their Nigerian workers like slaves. They pay them barely minimum wage. If your leg gets cut off by a machine, you are on your own. You don't get any benefits. You don't get You don't get any what's it called?
It's depressing, man. It's depressing.
And I just think one way or the other, people need to. I would say the only way out, because the government is useless anyway. The only way out of that, in my own opinion, is to create a union. Because this is your country. If all of you come together and say you are not working, think of what would happen. It is your country.
Yeah.
You get me? If you come together and decide not to work, they will listen.
But Femi, see, the problem is that
what?
That be union, labor union or what?
Those ones, they don't care about.
Those ones are even more useless than the government.
See, Femi, at the end of the day, like I said, there's no how we're gonna discuss this without still expecting more. Although we know they are useless, but there's no way we're gonna discuss a solution to all this without
have to keep
expecting
pushing
more from the government. You know why? The rates of poverty, you understand, the rates where people are living below the minimum.
Oh yeah, Nigeria is the most impoverished world now. We've overtaken India, so yeah.
Yeah, so when opportunities like that come, for people who are, they barely find work, you understand, and they see an opportunity like that, they jump to it, even though they are aware that you're likely going to face this because of the news that comes out regularly, you understand, but it's better than nothing, and your family will even tell you that your mates are there working. What are you doing at home, sitting at home? Half is better than nothing, innit? So at the end of the day, who's gonna? But if there's a legislation, if the government follows,
so everything still boils down to the useless governments.
Yeah, exactly.
So we can just keep hoping and praying that the useless governments actually do something.
Do you know when I got to the UK, and I opened my company here and all that? That's when I found in Nigeria I could have just gotten a staff as soon as I registered this thing. But when I saw the laws that I had to go through to make sure that employee rights are protected, you know. I was like, oh damn, you need to slow it down. But in Nigeria, you can just open a company today and employ someone and treat them shitly, and they are not.
He said shitly.
Yeah, I mean, that person goes to report you one.
Nothing happens.
To the police.
Look, the fact of the matter is, if you are not rich in Nigeria,
Femi, have you seen?
Even if you go and report, was it not your mother, a woman who the police killed her son, and then she went to the police station to find out what was going on, and they threw the body of that boy in a river somewhere in a canal, and they kept telling her to come back, and she was even cooking food, taking it to the police station,
not knowing that.
Yeah, not knowing that they had already killed her son. So in Nigeria, if you don't have money, you're fucked.
Yeah, like I said, anyway, if you take your Nigeria is so bad that your employer, if you take them to the police and say, oh, this person has been this,
they will leave you there.
You will get locked up.
They will leave you there. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
you will get locked up because when the employer comes and say, ah, big man, you throw something for the policeman. You understand? You get locked up. So you understand?
Corruption.
The people would not be able to fight this. They are not going to be able to fight. You know, foreign companies coming, even when the local companies do it. We're talking about China now, you know, because it's outrageous for foreigners to come and treat
the local companies do it too. Of course, yes, they do it.
Companies do.
Oh yes, don't I know it? Of course they do. You know what? I just remember something as we were talking, as we mentioned union. Yeah. 2 or 3 episodes ago, we came here and we informed the people about the court ruling with Uber. And I saw that there was so I said I will tell you to give us an update. What's going on? Because I saw you say something online about
so basically what happened is that and unfortunately this is not our fault. So the viewers, we were not reporting an incorrect information at that time. And a few hours after the court ruling, Uber emailed all the drivers and said blah 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 that it was relating to drivers that were on the app then, that were earning on the app then.
Not all Uber drivers.
No,
so let's be specific.
Yeah,
when we dropped that episode, we weren't reporting false information. We were reporting based on what Uber you personally were sent by Uber.
Exactly, that it does not relate to me. Now, fast forward a week, 2 weeks later, you know, they've come and sent us a series of other emails and said, okay, that based on the judgment, you understand that they are now putting things in place. So what they've said is that we will now be paid at least the minimum wage, which
how does that work? If you take your car out now,
and
you pick up 10 passengers,
and
they pay you, before, how do you get paid?
I don't see much difference in all this. That's why I didn't really.
So what I'm saying is this minimum wage thing, do they just pay you every day or what?
No, you get paid by the number of people you pick.
So they pay you minimum wage?
Before they don't. But what they are saying now is this. So say instance, I come out now, I get on the road and I spend 10 hours on the road. So I'm supposed to get a minimum wage for those 10 hours.
So what about the money being paid by the passengers? Is that not where you get your own cut from before?
Yeah.
So now you get your own cut from the passenger fees and you also still get paid minimum wage?
No. That's what I'm trying to
So they just pay you minimum wage. Why the passenger? So if you pick on 20 passengers in 10 hours, all you get is 10 hours minimum wage.
So let's say 20 passengers in 20 hours. Let's say for instance, I know minimum wage is £8 something.
£8.50.
Yeah, but let's say in 10 hours I made £100. Now, if you look at that with £8 something, already I've made more than minimum wage, so I'm not going to get anything for that day. Any additional.
So what
because
if
already I have made more
so what if in that 10 hours you made £300?
Yeah.
You still get paid minimum wage.
You're not going to get anything. That's what I'm saying, because you've made more than the minimum wage. If you look at it per hour, if you make £300, you understand, and that's per every 1 hour you made £30. That's more than the minimum wage. So you're not going to get it. That's why you're not going to get anything extra. Because you've made this 300.
Yeah. So is that 300 your own money?
Yeah.
So so the only time they pay you minimum wage is if you don't make much.
If you don't make up to the number of hours you spent on the road.
Okay, so that way
amount does not equal to your minimum wage.
Okay.
Then they would
top it up,
Yeah,
sort of.
top it up to make it. So at the end of the day, so me, and what I've discovered that Uber, which has always been clever, will find a way around this. What
Yes,
they will
of
do
course.
is that you spend 6 hours on the road, and maybe you make just £20 in that 60 hours. You know, especially with COVID, there are no more jobs. You know, very few people are taking transportation. So let's say you spend 6 hours on the road and you only made £20. Now, if you divide that 20 by that 6 hours, you don't get that minimum wage, right?
Yeah. So they're
So they are
top it up
supposed
for
to
you.
top it up. But what they can do is that
They'll just bypass
on
it
your
with one
7th
thing.
hour,
They
they can now decide to give you more rides
so that you will make just even if it's just 5p.
even if
more than that,
exactly more
so
than
that they won't pay
minimum
you.
wage, then they don't pay anything. So what?
You know what? Big companies will always win in the end. Big companies will always win in the end.
When I read the series of their email, I was like, okay, I already know what you're gonna do. And it happened.
Yeah.
Yesterday when I was out, you understand, I was out for like 4 or 5 hours, nothing, just on the road.
Okay.
I watched 2 Netflix movies waiting for rides.
Yeah.
You understand? Then on the 5th, 6th hour, I started getting ride. One ride, I got about £30 trip.
There you go.
Understand? That already covers for these 4 hours I've been on the road.
That's true, you know.
So
that's true.
So at the end of the day, when I finish, I know I'm not gonna expect any top up.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah,
Other than what I sweated and worked
for. You go through, that makes sense.
So it doesn't really make.
So in the long run, they will always look for loopholes.
Yeah.
You can't win against the
You
machine.
can't yeah, exactly.
You cannot win against the machine.
So I mean, that's it. Then another thing that I think they added was that they said an additional payment of 12.07 of your earnings after vehicle running costs. Now that is where I'm curious to know about. If let's say we said you made 300 out of 10 hours that you work, are they going to consider that maybe they would put 50 or 100 towards your vehicle expenses because petrol and all that? You understand? Then if you still don't make up the minimum wage, then they will top it up. Then that would be better, because what I've calculated for you is without me taking out my vehicle expenses.
Okay.
You understand? That's just my hours that they are paid for. They don't pay for my petrol and all that.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay. That makes a bit more sense, but I know they will still find a way around that too, because you know how the machine works. They will never do anything to run a loss.
People excited and jumping over the road.
You know what I'm saying?
My friend, read the terms and conditions.
That's the thing. Read the fine print.
Read the fine print.
Read the fine print. Yeah. So another thing I stumbled on online, there's this lawyer online that was advising people, and it makes sense to me, because what he said was, this is not the time to be visiting UK. There's a pandemic still going on.
Yeah.
The lockdown is still on. He said a lot of people on visiting visas are being returned. And it makes sense to me. Because at the airport, they will ask you, what are you visiting for? Why are you here? What's your reason for, in a pandemic? And if you can't give them a viable reason, if it's not a life or death situation, what's the point of you being here in a lockdown? Why can't you wait? You get what I'm saying? So it does, whether it's true or not, I don't know, but it does make sense to me to chill out and don't be so quick.
I said, I don't know. I keep saying days, but I feel like at this point, after about 30 something years on earth, I've lost faith in humanity and
sensibility or common sense.
Some certain sensibilities.
You're right,
because with COVID, we had people that for months they did not believe that it was something.
Yeah, it was.
They believe like government was trying.
I was even thinking you are going to say that people definitely need to be warned, because a lot of people are stupid. There's this program, I don't know if you know about it, where they show airports arrivals and stuff.
Yeah.
And Jesus, I saw 6 different Nigerians. 6. One of them came into the country. He said he doesn't know anybody here. He doesn't, and they said, okay, what hotel are you staying? He couldn't say. At the end of the day, he called someone on his phone. I said, but you say you don't know anybody here. Who is this person you are calling? Another one came in. They said, how much do you have to spend here? He said he had enough. They check his account, £20. See, but you know, so I was thinking that are these people actors or is this real? So I did a bit of digging because I don't understand how anyone could be that stupid. You've waited for visa all these years.
Wow.
The least, the people who did this visa for you, maybe it's one of those people where they pay money to these agencies and they run the visa and they do all the heavy lifting. But I'm thinking, how do you not understand the possible questions that they will ask? Do you know that they returned 2 of them on arrivals? How can you be so stupid? Like, how do people not tell you that, look, these are the possible questions they will ask you? That who are you here to stay with? How are you going to take care of yourself? Why are you here? Why you are here? Is the person you are staying with going to be the one to take care of you? Some of these people can't even answer the most basic questions. And it's not even a language barrier thing. They just weren't ready. And I thought, some of you have waited so long. Some of you have tried and failed multiple times. So you are finally here. And you are telling me you are not prepared for these 3, 4, 5 questions. So please, if you like yourself, be coming. They will ask you, why are you here? The UK is in a lockdown. Why are you here on visiting visa? What holiday are you coming to do when people are not even expected to be on the road? You know, except for work. So please, be warned. It's on you. It's you that know. Those
like I said, you understand? You still say a lot of people that will still be stupid enough.
Oh yeah.
You understand? You've traveled miles. Basically, I think I can liken it to Femi, you going all the way to maybe like a 3 hours journey. Let's just use 3 hours. You know?
And then getting there and discovering that I don't even have my keys.
You don't have your keys. Or you don't even have a phone. You don't even have the phone number of the person you're going to.
Or I get there, I don't have the address.
Even the address.
So you will drive 6 hours. You don't know.
That's
how it is to me.
You don't need to be told.
Simple question: who are you staying with? I don't have. How are you not prepared?
How did you get on the plane if you're that stupid in the first place?
Man, don't even annoy me. I have TV shows because I've been on annual leave. You know how it is in this country. They'll tell you if you don't use your annual leave, you can't carry it over.
Exactly.
So I've watched so many TV series, and some of them stand out to me. There's this Italian TV series on Sky. It's called 000. That's the title. Absolutely fantastic. Wow. It left me asking for more, wanting more.
When you tell us about movies, please always tell us where we can watch it.
That's what I've just said. I saw it on Sky.
Okay.
On Sky TV, yeah. But obviously, people who have the Fire Stick can watch it anywhere on their torrents or whatever it is. I don't know much about that. And yes, now are they going to say they don't know it exists? Did I give anybody any website title? Is it people that know?
Please,
I'm not informed
about Femi's torrent too.
So I don't know if you've seen the Biggie documentary on Netflix.
Yeah,
it's called I Got a Story to Tell. That came out weeks ago. That one too is absolutely, at least it shows the man. They try to humanize him, and I think Biggie lovers, rap lovers should check that one out. There's another documentary about rap. It's called Hip Hop Uncovered. Yeah, that was on FX, I think, but I don't think people have FX here, so it will have to be back to the Fire Stick, baby. It's about rap. How rap sort of intertwines with the streets. And when I say streets, I mean the gang culture, how they've been reformed. There's this guy called Big U, he's like the leader of the Crip gang. How he went to jail, came out, reformed himself, and is now giving back to his community and trying to right some of the wrongs that he was a part of. Very, very good documentary too. I don't know, haven't you seen any shows that, And yes, I have a new guilty pleasure. Oh my God. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Temptation Island.
Oh.
Please tell me you've heard of Temptation Island.
I've not heard it.
It's on British. It's on Channel 4.
Okay.
It's about this show. Yeah, they take 4 couples. Yeah. Okay, take them to a secluded island, separate them. The men go to a separate island in a mansion. Then they give them 12 single women there who are looking for love. The women go to another mansion.
The women who are in a couple relationship with them.
They go to a separate island and they give them 12 men who are looking for love. And please, these men do not look like me and you with our big bellies. You're like, these guys are 6-pack. They look like they've literally just, they look like they've scraped them off the magazine cover.
Oh my God.
And just scrape them out, you know? Amazing show. You know what?
That sounds like
if you are going to do trash TV, that is the show for you. Jesus.
Oh my.
There are people in 8 years relationship, Sky. One lady, she was in a 5 years relationship before they went on that show. Some other guy had sex with her on the second night.
Shit.
Second night. People in 8 years relationship.
What did you call the name of the show?
Temptation Island.
Yeah, it's a fitting name.
Look, let me tell you. I didn't even know that they already have 3 seasons going. I just thought, you know what? I was at home on annual leave. I was bored, so I thought, let me give it a go. And I saw one episode. I was hooked. I binge watched the shit out of it. How do you bring couples? I'm like, why do people go on this show? Why? You know that there are men like me when I was in uni that will the Meiji crew that will touch their wife. You're like, these women just get carried away. But you know the part of the show that I like, and where the problem comes is when every night, okay, or every other night, the men.
Our food is gonna get cold.
Yeah, every other night we'll round up environment. Every other night, the men will meet with the host of the show, and the host will show them 30-second clips of what their partners are doing. They will show the women too 30-second clips of what the men are doing. So when you bring your wife,
is this even legal?
The thing is, the people who go on the show probably have doubts about their relationship. Or maybe they are going to a rough patch. Not even explore. They are trying to test their partners. Excuse me, you get me? So because you get women saying, well, he's cheated before in the past, I just want to see if he has changed his ways, if he's in an environment where he gets tempted. That's why it's called Temptation Island. Baba. All the 3 seasons, only 2 people that I saw that did not follow. All those men, and you know men, when their testosterone, their juices start flowing, the slightest temptation like this, they start sucking breast and doing things. I won't even lie to you. You need to watch the show. They're having like sex.
That seems like what our director would like.
One guy went on the show and he had a threesome. They show everything on there. It's on Channel 4. Very, very lovely show. Like, that's my favorite guilty pleasure right now.
Alright, before we round up,
as far as Trash TV goes.
Before we round up, I have this thing that drives me nuts about road traffic, behaviors of people.
Road rage and stuff.
Yeah, so what kind of drivers drive you crazy? Like
London drivers. Yes.
Yeah, what exactly did they do?
Well, everything. Because one thing with me is I've had accidents where I've been stationary. And people have rammed into me. No, seriously. My car, I don't know if I showed you guys that time. My car, Tucson, 16,000 pounds. I went to do school run that day. Thank God my kids were not in the car with me. And this woman came from nowhere, rammed into the passenger side. The car was squeezed like this. You know? She didn't have insurance, of course.
Sorry, bro.
And you know when they start crying and begging you, what are you going to do? That car was written off.
The driver.
So since then, I try to be extra careful. But you know what I realized? Once I cross the boundaries of Kent and I'm coming into this London, it's like the asylum lets crazy people loose. London drivers are insane. They do not care about your welfare or their own too. They don't care about your welfare or their own.
No, the drivers that drive me crazy most is those are the ones that when you're coming out from. When you're on the road,
a T-junction,
and someone comes out from the junction,
yeah.
I mean, they are there. You can see them as you're coming, but you know that they are not going to make it. Mm-hmm. Now, this person now decides to say, I can make it before you get to that junction, and they go in front of you.
And this is the worrying part.
They don't even try to drive up.
The worst part,
slow and slow you down.
The worst part of the whole thing is they speed up, like Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
And then they slow down. They will still wait at the red light. So I'm like, where are you rushing to anyway? And those ones that will tailgate you on a 30
mile per hour
road. And they will keep tailgating you, trying to make you, so you try to now go faster. But it's 30 and then there's a red light there. So what do you want me to do?
Anyways, as we leave you guys, please drive
check out those shows.
Check out those shows.
As I always say, don't forget, you will be treated as you treat others. You will be judged with the same standard you used to judge others. So let's be careful. Let's be kind to each other.
Let's love one another.
Take care of yourself.
Bye.